vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Boom Sauce McNasty got his eyes on the news. Got his ear to the streets and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average. Quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames. And too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Ohmies. What's in the news, Poon Sauce? Alright guys, it's that time for Dan's dad joke of the week.
We do.
Okay,
go.
hit it.
And what is going on, Ohmies? Waiting here. There we go. Now I see myself. What is going on, Ohmies? Welcome back for another episode. Of course, we do have an amazing special guest joining us tonight, as you guys seen from the teaser, thumbnail over there on Instagram. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Eric Vinyl and Vapor is in the house. Super stoked to have you on, dude. Thank you so much for joining us. And
thanks for having me back.
absolutely, man. Anytime we get to hang out with Eric is a good time. So we're definitely stoked to have you on again. And we're gonna do what we normally do, guys. Talk about what we're gonna be vaping on throughout the show tonight. I know I got a couple setups here. I'm sure the boys have a couple setups rocking as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over. You know what? I want to hear what Dan is vaping on this week. Just because you were looking
unprepared.
down. Yeah, I figured you were.
I'm like, if I'm not looking, he won't pick me. Clutch, RDA for vaping, DHD chap top, breeze tone coils in there with Ben. Who doesn't love Ben? Rescued e-liquid, the best. Threw something fancy together. I got my K-Fun Prime on my Kodama Mini Ken, and in that I have some crisp salt sent to me from a buddy. This is lemon sugar, 25 milligram, delicious like that. And then I have this is my go outside and play with the kids setup because I don't care if it gets beat up kind of thing. Aegis Solo, K-Fun 2019 Light, and in that I have more of the crisp salt apple honey. Pretty good, liking that. And that's what I got tonight. I want to pass it over to Clown.
Hello. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go first with the Kennedy Ruby guy right there, and in that I got
out.
Yeah, well, except for the drip tip. Sadly, I don't have a. I need another
little pop of color in there though.
Yeah, but I do need another one of those red rum drip tips from DHD.
Oh yeah.
And in that I got Velez. The next, this is all redded out. This is the Just Right Unicorn with a Rebel and a DHD drip tip. And in that, it's experimental apple custard thing I'm working on.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that's why I told you I made a custard so I could know what custard tastes like. It needs a lot more sugar. That's basically where I'm at right now. Then lastly, I got the Dreamer Ardent DHD. And in that, I have the last little bit of Nico. Alrighty,
Nice.
so take it away, Pooney.
You might want to mute yourself, Corey.
I was like, is he not working?
I just did the same thing.
Why was I fucking muted? I don't know. Hello. Yeah, got the captain with the blotto inside of there. I got some Les rocking in there as well. And then I got my Death Wish King of Hearts from Palmerized from Mr. Ash and Palmer's Powders with, what do I have in there? Some Skull and Crossbones by Vigilante.
Wow.
Yeah. And then finally I brought this back out. I got my Vert Odium combo with a Prickly Pear Chop Top. Just, I don't know, I like how that looks on there.
Dude, the murdered out vert just looks sick.
Yeah. And then inside of there, I got some Hometown Hero Angel Tears, which I'm kind of starting to enjoy this.
Throwback, bro.
Yeah, really.
And like the labels are up to date and everything. It's not like a glass drink bottle of me rocking like I usually do. But for everything else, I think that's all I have going tonight. Why don't we pass it over to the man himself, Mr. Eric? What are you vaping on, sir?
Well, last night I had to like purge all of my. I've had Addies on stands for years, like out that I don't use. So last night I took everything apart and cleaned everything and stored stuff that I'm not using. So everything's like fresh. So now I want to re-rec everything and put shit in it and then leave them for another 5 years because that's
Right?
That's what you do.
How we do it, bro.
I'm like, oh, everything's clean. First is the Fatality, the QP Fatality RTA, which I put a new set of coils in there because that's what I just said. On the Squid double barrel with 6 milligram PB Party.
Nice.
Then I have this little guy, the Vaporesso Target,
Oh,
with the
So tiny.
it's so tiny. Look how little it is. With the Reload MTL
Banger.
with some Turkish maize salts.
whitish.
I do salt sometimes, and it's so fucking sue me. It's only like what is it, 24 something, 30, 35, 34, 35, something like that. Then this old little guy that I still
Oh, look at that.
use, my old Joytech. I forgot what it's called, but I've had it since like 2016.
Let's call it the Joytech Old.
Hey, man.
The Joytech Peepaw,
There you go.
but it's an AIO, and I found a coil for it, and it always just turns on and works nice.
Very nice, man.
What's in here? I think that's PB Party 2 in 12. And I have Bruno out for the day with a
Nice.
24 Pro with the Eclipse cap. And this is a little something that Beecher and I are working on that's going to come out soon.
Oh, what?
What?
You heard it here first.
Nice.
Exclusive.
So it's well, I can't say, I don't want to say anything until it's like,
Perfected.
it's fucking good though. But I just added more nicotine to it and made it a 6. And it's going pretty fast, but that'll be like announced pretty soon. And I think that's it.
All right. Very nice, man.
Wait, who went already?
I think I'm the
Anybody
only
else?
one left here.
Okay.
Guess it's my turn. I got a couple things here. First thing I got set up. You guys seen this morning in the cloud check. Got that clutch with the Cosmonaut 2 from District 5 on top of it. Got a mistletoe chop top from DHD. Got that all murdered out with a little pop of color on top. Inside, I've got some Boule Bolu, #Bananaland by Coil Turd himself. This stuff is just delicious. I literally cracked this bottle open, I think, Saturday, and it's already almost gone. And luckily, I've got 2 more in the wait. So probably going to be cracking in one of those later on in the week. Next setup I've got is my DS Coil Turd RDA combo, which I like to call Wednesday Addams, coated by my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders in that super, super dope, like burgundy, colorway with a little bit of black on there as well. We got an amethyst chop top from DHD on top of that. Inside of this, I believe, are some Macy band build aliens. So shout outs to band builds. And I've got some transistor pango, little pineapple mango action. This stuff is absolutely delicious. And it's honestly the only liquid I've ran in this setup since I got it back from Ashton. And it's just solid. Really enjoying that. And last, I've got the little Target PM80 from Vapresso, little all-in-one, little sub-ohm pod mod, as they're calling it. Got this thing rocking at 3 volts with some shout outs to Ashton again. Got some of that Nick Drips bloodbath, but this is that Palmer's Powders Private Reserve. A little bit of that strawberry red vines action. And I got to say, it tastes pretty damn delicious out of this little Target PM80 kit here with these mesh coils. And that's pretty much going to be it for me. So with that being said, you guys know what time it is. It is something we do at the beginning of every show. And we're going to go ahead and throw it over to Corey for a little bit of what's in the news, Poon Sauce.
Oh, well, yeah. So, of course, New York has now put a flavor ban through under everybody's noses because they like to be sneaky and they didn't want to kind of get a response from the public. It's kind of bullshit how they do with everything else going on, how they just kind of sneak in a flavor ban all over the place. Eric, I know you're kind of personally affected by this.
So angry.
I want to hear your thoughts a little bit on this because you're somebody who's in the state of New York themselves, and kind of, I want to say this: does this really affect your business? How it's going right now? Have you noticed any kind of impact already?
No, not immediately. You know, I mean, I moved my fulfillment out of New York the last time they were trying to, but I still can't ship within New York.
Yeah.
You know, to people who want deep cuts. But the fucking thing is, I don't care. Like Michigan's banned and Massachusetts is banned, and they may or may not have been shipping to them all along because fuck them. You know, I mean, my opinions on it are pretty incoherent because of the amount of rage.
Oh, I hear you.
And I feel like I've just been in like a constant state of fucking vinegar.
So yeah, if anybody in the state of New York, if I know you're probably going through a lot because of all the stuff going around with coronavirus and all that stuff, trying to stay safe and trying to stay with the social distancing and everything. But this is a perfect opportunity to get a hold of your representatives, tell them you don't agree with this flavor ban, because it's weird how I've been noticing a lot of the flavor bans that they've been trying to push through. They've been adding some weird stuff in them as well. Like the one in Florida had the one where they were against offshore drilling or something like that. I'm like, what? Why are you adding?
They just stuff legislation into these bills that are first of all, it's completely inappropriate. It was underhanded. You do in the middle of the fucking night when everybody's vulnerable. Like that's what they do. It's the best time to feel liberty is when people are vulnerable and voluntarily, you know, they're following orders and it was just fucking. I'm gonna curse a lot.
Yeah,
you're good.
Free reign, dude.
It's so scummy to do. But yeah, they stuff all kinds of stuff. Like if you just go into his budget and just read all the fine print, anything that may have been, there may have been any contention.
So what this bill is going to do is all online sales for vaping products is banned. Pharmacies are no longer allowed to sell any nicotine products except FDA-approved nicotine products, like Nicorette gum and all those stuff can probably still be sold because they're all FDA approved. Coupons for vaping and tobacco products are banned, so no more. I don't know if any websites out of New York. I know there's already been a lot of like shops and stuff in New York that were big names in New York have closed down their locations there, and it sucks to see because I know Beyond Vape had to close their doors over there.
Web Vapes is a big retailer, and they've been around for years up in like Buffalo, like northern New York State. Demand Vape's a big distributor, wholesaler in New York. There's a lot of businesses.
Let's see, and manufacturers must post ingredient lists and detailed technical information about e-liquid and vapor constituents. That does not apply to. So I'm curious about this because because if it's banned, I'm thinking that I don't think they have to put that on their labels or not, or if they just have to have that information available to the public so they can see it. I mean, most of the time you already know what's in your liquid anyways, because
Right.
a good quantity of the vapors out there know what the ingredients are to make an e-liquid. It's not a lot of. It's just propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, nicotine, and then the flavorings to create your flavor. So all the flavorings, of course, are food grade, so you don't have to worry about any kind of shady stuff. But I'm curious about that one little the bullet point right there that I don't know. And I guess this looks like it's going to be effective. I don't know if the governor already signed. Did he already sign it?
Yeah, he signed it July 1st.
Signed it, so July 1st is going to be when it's fully put into place. So this is still plenty of time for us to get out there, get a hold of your representatives. And I found out a little bit of some other interesting news this morning. I was trying to find the actual link for it, but I saw Tristan from the
UVA.
Yeah, he say that the Wall Street Journal, I think, posted that they are extending the PMTA deadline to September 8th, I believe.
9th.
So
Yeah,
The FDA's been trying to do that. That's been they've been talking about that for about maybe last week and a half.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know they sent the letter out to Judge Grimm, and then he has to go. I think today is when it got all put through, and now the deadline is pushed back. So that gives us plenty more time to actually.
Oh, it is. I didn't hear that it was. Is that what you were saying?
It's officially been pushed back. I was trying to find an actual link for it. I know Tristan from the UVA put a link from the Wall Street Journal there. I was trying to find the actual article to show everything so I can share it with everybody here, but wasn't having any luck. So keep an eye out
I
for
saw
that.
that earlier today.
CASA will probably put something out on it. I know the VTA will probably have something out on it. So just keep an eye out for that. If you're on Twitter or anything, make sure you stay active.
Yeah, and if you're not a member of CASA, make sure you go over there and join as well. That way, because they send you emails of anything happening in your local area or anything that's happening, federally. It's a great way to keep updated. And, periodically just go take a peek over on their site and read up on some things that they've got going on over there. Great place to gather some information on things that
I know they've been kind of changing. I know Danielle's been changing up their Instagram and stuff lately with a link tree, so you can go and if you want to get CASA merch, if you want to get CASA sign up. They're making the website a lot more accessible and not so 80s looking anymore, which is nice. Danielle's been putting a lot of hard work in there, so give her huge props for what she's doing. She's doing a fantastic job over there. And yeah, just we got to make sure we're still getting a hold of our representatives, even though these things seem like they're going in our favor a little bit. May not seem like it's totally in our favor. It's just pushing time. I mean, it's pretty much just.
We've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah, if you're dying, they freaking zap you and you're back to life, and you're just wait. That's pretty much what the state of vaping is right now, but that still gives us time to fight.
Yeah.
So any kind of more time to me is a blessing. Because that gives these people like the guys in the VTA, the UVA to plan more rallies and get more people involved in this fight that is bigger than all of us, pretty much. Yes. So this is still a very important thing going on right now. I know everybody's focusing on staying safe, making sure their families are safe, but this is also stuff you can do in the confines of your own house, which is good. So you can still kind of, I don't want to say be a keyboard warrior on Twitter because that's pretty much what it is, but
you can still advocate for
I know people have been kind of going ham on Jerome Adams these past few days, which is totally necessary because he's a total nitwit. Doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, but hey. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. We got to stay vigilant. We got to keep fighting because other states are going to be pulling the same kind of shit that New York just did. They're going to take advantage of this vulnerable time that everybody's in and put shit like this through. And we can't allow that to happen. We got to continue to make sure our voices are heard, and we got to keep putting pressure on them.
Absolutely. So with that, we're going to go ahead and switch into our main topic, our main focus of tonight, which of course is our guest, Mr. Eric, Vinyl and Vapor. And one thing I kind of wanted to touch on, we were talking a little bit about it before the show, but I have seen that you recently have released a short fill line for the UK. So how are all that going? Are you excited about that and the opportunities that can come with it?
Well, the UK, the UK it's been available in the UK for probably about a year, the short fills here weren't available.
Oh, okay.
People wanted the bigger bottles,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to. I don't want to like read. The labels are so pretty. I didn't really want to release the labels because they're kind of cartoony. I mean, they're not. It's not fucking rabbits and stuff, but
You look like a superhero. It's like comic strips now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a problem with it, and I don't really think it's. I'm not really appealing to children. If anything, I'm the opposite. I repulse children. So, like, I wouldn't look at this. But I didn't want to like get caught up in any nonsense with the labels. But
Yeah.
at this point, it was just kind of like if they're as short fill, so they come 120 mil bottles, short fill to 100 mils, and then they come with straight up Nick shots, which is fucking. They're really good.
Well, that's awesome too because
I'm excited that people can get them here, and I mean the bottles are pretty.
well, because you think about it too. Let's just say you sell out a PB Party in 3, and because somebody goes in there planning to buy 260 mils, they can buy the 120 with the Nick shot, and they're good to go. It's just more convenience for the customer in the end.
Like varieties of spice alike, they say, or something like that.
It's a variety.
And also, like, another thing to think about too is like someone recently joined the Vape Stew crew, Raging Vapor. Someone like him, he only vapes at like 1.5%, nicotine compared to like 3 milligram or something like that. So like having that availability to get that short fill and only put half the shot in that you would put to make it 3 milligram, and now he's got that 1.5 if he wants, or someone who maybe likes 4 milligram, or has kind of like an off base, like that's the perfect route for them to go and be able to experience your liquid at their preferred level, which is awesome. I think
You could have a fucking 36, and you also kind of get ahead of the game because who knows what's going to happen here in the States.
Yeah.
If I have the zero, if it goes the way, luckily, I mean, may hope if the UK went where they're doing like the short fills and the Nick shots, at least we have them already, and the straight up Nick shots are real good.
Yeah.
Is the UK the only place where your stuff's available right now, or are you in
lot
other
of
countries as well?
In the Middle East,
Okay, you're in the Middle East.
we had a big bang in like Iraq and Kuwait in the last couple of months.
That's awesome.
And then whatever like Rizzo does, he handles the UK, but then he kind of like sub distros on a smaller scale, so he'll get it to like Greece and stuff. But it's available,
Do you know where, just in case we ever have any viewers that are from that area, where they can pick it up, or like a
Yeah.
wholesaler that has it?
Well, in the UK, Vape Rizzo is the
If Rizzo does it.
he's the main. He can do any retail, and in the UK, in the Middle East, there's Feka, there's Odin Vapes, there's a bunch of distributors that carry it. So I think it's kind of like spread out all over there.
It's probably like the same ones Turk uses, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of those were facilitated through Turk. So
Okay.
whoever's carrying Turks probably has deep cuts as well.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice. Very nice. So, how excited are you with like the whole PB Party craze? Because man, dude, as soon as that came out, I started seeing PB Party popping up in a lot of hand checks.
Dude, anything that shows up anywhere that I made is like a fucking. It's like a birthday party. Like, I mean, I didn't think that any of this that I'd sell 20 bottles. Never mind people actually liking it. I mean, I like them.
Yeah.
So anytime that people take to it, I'm like, please, just fucking punch. It's like a real, it's a real honor and a blessing, and I can't, and I'm super grateful. You know what I mean? Like, there's people in really rough shape right now, and the fact that I'm able to kind of like feed my kid and stuff like that with something that I made, and not have to worry about losing my job. I mean, we're always worrying about losing our job because Cuomo can come along in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Do whatever the hell he wants. So on a governmental level, maybe, but as far as, I don't know, it's an honor, that the people that I care about and respect like what I make.
Yeah, man, because like I told you when we had you on the last time, like it was the first peanut butter liquid that I vaped that I actually enjoyed. At first, I was kind of like, but like the more I vaped on it, I was like, damn, this is like a legit fucking peanut butter.
I think my favorite was like returners. Like you can vape them for like a week and you enjoy them, and then I always walk away from them for a long time. Like I haven't had PB Party in weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe even months, and I cracked the bottle today, and they're just like, I feel like they consistently, it's like something to come back to,
Yeah.
and it's still good, and you can like start over again. You know, I don't know. I'm happy, and there's another SIDs coming out soon.
Dude, stoked about that, and I'm stoked about that little teaser. That
Yeah,
you
is there anything you can tell us with either side D?
Well, side D is the desserts do well, so it's on the dessert end of things. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
I came up with a recipe and I sent it to the lab and I was like, can you tweak this and see what they can do? We go back and forth a lot, you know. But that's like full steam ahead. And then Beecher and I are collaborating on something, a flavor that I feel has been lacking. That's been around, you know, there's been a million of them, but I don't want to say anything without his permission. But we're in like the label design phase. The flavor's done. It's ready to go. So now we're working on the label, and then LFS is we're just gonna do 100 mils with those.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Definitely
Do
stoked for
you
that.
think we can kind of have an area of a release date for the two liquids? Do you have like a time frame possible to where people can mark it on their calendars? Be like, okay,
I say by the summer,
Okay.
like early summer, maybe even a little earlier for the coil turd vinyl vapor one. Maybe like May, and then June or July for side D, and then we're doing
vinyl for vaping.
Did you see those?
Rescued Reviews commented a vinyl for vaping.
Dude, that would be a funny ass name.
We have a name, but I'm reading the comments. I'm like, maybe we should
Rename it.
rename it.
Yeah.
Yes, but you don't
Write these down, man. You brainstorm. Who knows? Who knows? But I did see we got a couple questions in the email here. I don't know if you see those too, Dan, because I seen your little post there. But let's see. We got one here from Miss Angela Garrity, and she wants to know. And I feel like this is a great question. Yeah, this is a great question for Eric. What are your top 3 albums? What are your top 3 albums that you've scored on vinyl that you will treasure for all time?
She put up a message of
Let's see. There's one that stands out in particular. There was like a kind of like a band called the Grifters, like in the 90s. They were kind of like a noisy, like alternative rock band, and I was like digging one day in one of the record stores, and I found my favorite record by them. And I was like, sweet. It was fucking super cheap. And I got in the car and I opened it up and I was looking through it, and there was a set list written by the band in there, and like directions to one of their shows. So it was probably like returned by someone who was a friend of theirs, and all the stuff, like handwritten directions to some gig in because they're from Massachusetts, I think. Like, you know, on the back of a flyer, like make it right over here, and then the whole set list. So either it was like stuffed in by one of the band members, and this is like, you know, 15, 20 years after they were even still playing, and it was like a little. It was pretty cool.
Dude, that's pretty epic.
Yeah, and I was a fan of the band, and then, you know, years after they broke up, there was like a handwritten set list and directions to a show, and one of the, you know, they found secondhand at some, like, you know, thrifty record store. What else? Top 3.
Sure, you got plenty of good ones in the collection.
I do. I'm just trying to think of those moments where it's like, oh fuck yeah. You know, that Grifters one stands out.
Yep, Angela says that's a gem.
And then I found like the Harry Smith folk anthology, which I always wanted, and it was like this epic collection on like 5,000 CDs or some shit like that. And I found that in a record store and got it for pennies. That one was pretty fun. And then all my dad's old new 70s new age synthesizer music. Like,
Dude,
when he handed that stuff over, I was like, sweet.
Hell yeah, dude. I'd be down with that.
Pickles Vangelis and all this weird. He's a keyboard player and you know, a musician. And he like held on his turntable. I have his turntable, and it was like growing up. I was like, he would never. So finally, like 5 years ago, he was like, it's time. And he gave me one of his, he gave me the turntable. So that was real nice.
Hell yeah.
But I don't like chase things. I'm more of like an accidental, like I'm not a collector in the sense where like I need to find this thing. It has to be the first pressing and in mint condition. I like the happy accidents where you're just kind of like running and you're like, oh fuck.
I feel like that makes it more fun. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It makes the hunt more thrilling because you never know exactly what you're going to find or what you might walk out of there with that time you walk into the shop. You know?
Yeah. And like then you're like with the like serious collectors and people like looking for things, you're like dealing with real money. I don't have that kind of money. I like the joy of just like stumbling on stuff that I like, you know.
I feel like that's the best thing. Like you go into the local record store and just browse what they have, because you won't realize what hidden gems you there until you're just going through. You're like, holy crap, I haven't seen this in like 25 years. Yeah. That's like some of the best stuff you can get your hands on, really.
But I haven't gotten it in a while. My whole set. That's one of the things I'm looking to do is kind of like fix my whole vinyl setup.
How big is your vinyl collection right now?
I don't know. Maybe like 1,000 records. It's not huge.
Not too bad.
It's decent. It's well curated. Like, I mean, there's I don't go in and just buy like stacks and stacks of records, but that's the best part about it. It's like it's pretty indicative of myself and what I'm into. But it's all over the place.
Do you have like a routine of where you go through them once in a while? Do you have them alphabetized or anything? Or you
I used to. I have it. No.
I'm about to say that does.
I was looking for something because I've been doing the record a day in quarantine thing, and I'm going through it. I'm like, this shit is a fucking mess. Like everything's everywhere. I forgot I have things. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I had this. Nothing's in any order. I was looking for something in particular. I had no idea where it is. It took me like an hour and a half to find it, and I still didn't find it. And I know that when I'm not looking for it, it's just gonna like there it is.
Yeah, it's always gonna be.
There's no rhyme or reason. Everything's a mess. Everything's mixed up. But and the speakers aren't working. I have to get rid of speakers and just retool everything. And I have time, so that's gonna happen while we're stuck in the house.
How are you kind of adjusting to this quarantine thing? I know you're somebody who's usually out and about throughout their day a lot. So
I didn't really, it's funny because I was saying that I was telling someone, like, I feel like working in this industry over the last 8 months, like with the uncertainty, and there's no comparison. I mean, because people are going through terrible things, but we were kind of, I felt like I was like conditioned, like the kind of the anxiety and the depression of like having something taken away from you. Was kind of like put you in the mindset when this started to happen, which is kind of like, this is how it felt. You know what I mean? Of course, it wasn't with the illness and death, but when they started really pushing over the summer with the bans and all the nonsense, like hard, like I was ready to throw in the towel. I'm like I was in bad fucking shape, you know. So I work from home. You know, so I'm not, you get a little cagey, but I'm not like in the worst shape. I think I was worse shape a couple of months ago. You know, it puts it in perspective too. You know, my family's safe, my son's with me. So everything, you know, we'll get through it. But I felt like I was kind of like a slight advantage going into it, where they're like, everyone has to stay in and can't do anything. It's like, I've been doing that for months now, you know?
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like one thing that we've kind of ran into with our community, the Stooges, Ohmies, and, you know, Shedheads and everything, is with like everybody, you know, as soon as like the, you know, whole quarantine situations hit, everybody's kind of gone to Zoom and, you know, those types of situations to kind of hang out. And it's kind of crazy because we've literally been doing that consistently every day for like the past 2 years. So it's just like, it's nothing new for a lot of us that are in there, but we've got a lot of new people that have kind of come in and starting to notice like, damn, you guys are literally always here. And it's just like, yeah, this is what we do. And it's kind of funny because like I see my sister now doing similar things, like getting in Zoom meetings with a couple of her friends, just chit chatting or whatever, you know, just because she can't go out and go like hang out with everybody. So that's kind of what they've done. And it's kind of adopted what our community here has been doing for past like 2, almost 3 years now.
Well, for that, you know, that none of my, like 95% of my friends are, because, you know, are involved in this, and none of them live close by.
Yep.
You know, maybe Nick, he's in Ohio, but that's still 8-9 hours away from me. You know, so you're not really. But the other thing is that I have like friends that I grew up with, and they're close. We're close enough that you could hang out, and we never talk to each other. But the second that this went down, like everyone wants to Zoom and hang out. I'm like, you guys know that at any given time we can hang out and do stuff. But now because there's so, you know,
Yeah.
so they're like, let's all fucking Zoom. And there's like 75 people on the screen. It's like, we could just have a barbecue. You know,
Yeah.
at any other time.
I think the best have been, I've seen some memes about like Zoom and stuff like that. Like they had like the Brady Bunch set up, and it was like, you got to turn your video on or click the bottom left to turn your audio on. The same stuff that we've had problems with in the past, but we all know how to fix it now. Like everyone else is doing the Zoom thing and going through all the problems we had 2 years ago, but figured out.
Oh, dude. Speaking of that, I seen this one like video on like Facebook or something like that. I think Jess Marie actually posted it. Shout out to Jess. But she posted this thing, and it was like a Zoom meeting, and it was like a bunch of different people or whatever. And this one dude's like saying, "Okay, guys, you know, I have no clothes on. Make sure your camera's off," type situation or whatever. And this dude like stands up and walks away from his camera, and when he does, the dude's completely naked. He's completely naked, and he's sitting there, and they're like, "Dude, hey man, your camera's on, bro, hey, your camera's on." And he's like sitting there just fully nude, and there's like it's like a full-on Zoom room. It was absolutely hilarious.
I've seen the one where it's a teacher and some students like doing like an online class and everything, and this one student starts yelling at his mom like hysterically crazy. Like if I was the mother of that child, I would have went over there and just with her shoe and just like beat him in the back of the head. I'm like, how is she keeping her composure right now?
La chancla, because she's in front of the teacher. That's how.
Or yeah, or the lady that went to the bathroom while on Zoom. That one was pretty funny too.
A lady did that?
Yeah, she like literally
Hilarious.
had her computer there and didn't realize that her camera was still on. Literally sat down on the toilet, did her business.
I will say for Ohmies, as long as we've been doing this for, the most embarrassing thing we've done is pass out drunk in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Either that or I've just fallen asleep in this chair after some shed time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I've actually fallen asleep in the shed once before.
I was there for that.
There was the one with the famous painting of the Last Supper, with I
Zoom
think
windows.
It said there was the windows across the top with all the apostles like just
Yeah,
in the middle of the table alone.
dude, that would be hilarious.
It was really funny.
Those are good.
Oh man, the memes that could be created.
There's a lot coming out. There's people have been real clever with memes like during this
Oh yeah.
coronavirus disaster.
That's one thing, man. I'll say, like, the meme game the past few years has like gotten pretty intense. You know what I mean? As soon as something happens, 5 minutes later, there's a meme already up and posted. You know what I mean?
There's people ready to pull the trigger. I got a question for you. So you're just hanging out at the house, cooking dinner, cleaning up, whatever you're doing. What do you put on in the background music-wise? Do you listen to vinyls every day? Is it every day you put something on?
Well, no, I've been streaming through the Bluetooth speaker because I've been having problems with the setup.
Oh, okay. All right. What's your go-to? Like, I'm kicking it around the house, got some stuff to do. This is what I want to listen to.
Last night I was cooking and listening to Mad Villainy. But I mean, it's all over the place. When my son's here, we listen to comedy records
Okay.
Nice.
a lot. We like to listen to stand-up comedy. I have to screen everything first,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's real hard. Like,
I'd say you're not gonna be put on some like Tom Segura for
So
us,
a lot of Gabriel Iglesias and like cleaner comics kind of thing.
I was a big fan of like Jim Gaffigan. He doesn't
Okay.
much, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely not gonna like listen to like some Burt Kreischer or like Tom Segura or something like that.
Which, if you are an adult, you definitely should listen to those
Yeah,
two. 'cause
go
they're
watch both of their
amazing.
latest specials that they put out if you have
Yes.
not listened to them. Oh my
I
god,
get a lot,
it's hilarious.
I'll pick up like I get a lot of old stuff, so I'll get like old comedy records. He's not listening to like Red Fox or George Carlin, but
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, some Carlin.
I have some of those like on vinyl, you know, and then I like to collect jazz drummers,
okay.
like Cooper, Buddy Rich, and Max Roach. So I'll put that on.
Nice.
And I listen to a lot of classical when I cook for some reason. I don't know why.
You gotta have the variety be all over the place when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just a record collector, you're not gonna keep one type of music. It just doesn't seem logical.
No, I have everything.
So Dan, I heard you got texted a question as well?
I got texted. This comes from Michelle Lynn, and she wants to know, is you single?
Uh-oh.
Don't know why I've always had such a crush on him. She told me not to read this. Well, she shouldn't have texted it to me because I'm going to say it.
Uh-oh.
And she's turning all kinds of shades of red right now. So,
I could imagine.
Eric, is there a lady in your life?
No, just Michelle.
Just Michelle. There you go.
There you go. Heard it here first.
You
We
just
talked
made her
about
life.
this before the show. They're engaged, Poon Sauce and Eric.
She just texted me. She goes, "You are dead." Well, guys, I
Wait
just
for a
felt
text, you are
my
dead
dole
to
dime
me.
just got pushed back a couple hundred numbers.
Yeah.
I won't be getting that anytime soon. So worth
Michelle
it.
proposed to me
Totally worth it.
last year, and I'm still mulling that engagement.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
That's
Yeah,
right, Michelle. You got to get in
Give me
line.
time to
Corey's
think about
first
it,
up.
okay?
Corey's first up, and then
Yep.
and then maybe Dwayne.
And maybe.
Okay.
Poon Sauce is a major commitment, man. Just.
He's a lot of work.
Don't let him near your
Get him
mods.
there, but it's gonna be a lot of
Like
work.
if you go anywhere, you got to ask him if he went to the bathroom first, if he's got his phone, if he's
You got your
his
keys, you got your phone, you got your wallet. Yeah.
Your
I've gotten used to doing
then-
like the pat down.
Yeah, and then once you leave where you went, you have to do it again. Corey, did you go to the
Right, yeah,
bathroom? Do you have
that
your
too.
keys? Do you have your phone? You know,
He
it's
kn-
like
Eric knows about the New York story, so we're good with that.
You have to go to the bathroom. We're not stopping, Corey.
we do have one more email here as well. It's not really a question, but it is from an advocate for liberty, aka Tim. He said, "Let Eric know I absolutely love his artwork, and I agree. So much so that I've got
Sorry.
Prince #1. Oh yeah, yeah, buddy.
I got
I
Bill
love this
Murray.
thing.
He's right there. He took over Iron Man.
Just always stares
Hanging
at
out.
me.
I got
Iron Murray.
one over here.
Let's be honest. Tim Murray should have played Iron Man. Let's be honest here.
Bill Murray. Yeah.
Bill Murray.
Dude, that would have been hilarious.
Bill Murray should
Oh,
have
it'd
played
been
Iron
great.
Man.
That would have been great. So, going back to kind of like your art thing, are there any like new prints or anything that you've been working on?
It's having such a block right now. It's been rough.
Yeah, I could
No.
imagine.
It happens, and I just kind of been like, I can't do anything. I don't know what it is, but
Can we talk about him? You making the Joe Exotic coloring page?
That
That was amazing, and I need to print that and color it myself. Oh, that if no one has seen that, I don't know. Did you put that on IG or was that in one of the Facebook groups or something? But everyone needs to print up the Joe Exotic coloring book page that Eric made, and we all just need to color that.
Dude,
bitch
you know
with
what
that.
you know what should happen is everybody should print this thing out, color it, take a picture of it, and post it on Instagram
Yes.
and tag Eric in it.
few people have done that.
That'd be dope. Like we should get it should be a thing. Like anybody here in chat should find this image, print it out, and do this. I'm gonna try to do this as well because I feel like it would be fun. Even though I'm not into the whole Tiger King thing, like I'm not. I can't bring myself to sit there and watch it. I sat down and watched like 10 minutes of the first episode with my dad, and I was like, man, this is just a straight dumpster fire. Can't do it. I'm out. And then every time I talk to Dan about it, he's like, dude, no, you gotta watch it, bro. You don't know what you're missing. You gotta watch
Oh,
it.
I know what I'm missing, and I'm gonna choose not to watch it.
You guys, I've never steered you wrong. I have a perfect track record. Why would you not listen to me?
Because I want you to continue that perfect track record. That's why
I'm trying to do that. We've had
because
arguments.
I know
about
the
this,
moment
guys.
I watch
we don't need to
it,
talk about this now.
that track record's going to be ruined.
Can I get some
Very
X ones in
disappointed.
chat for Tiger King, some Joe Exotic? Tell these guys they need to watch it.
No.
This
No,
needs
it's
to
just like
happen.
Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. Like everybody says, I have
You
to
haven't
watch.
watched Breaking Bad?
No, man, I haven't. I haven't.
Oh, really?
I haven't. No.
Out of all those, I would say that would be the one.
Yeah, like
Honestly, that's the only one that I've ever been interested in watching. Just haven't gotten to it yet. That might be the only one I'll probably go through and watch. But any of the other stuff, just I don't know. I don't know. Not for me. I'm not a huge like
Overdrip
series
says
or
Breaking
binge watcher.
Bad. Wow.
Well, dude, it's because most of the time when I'm at home and I have free time, I'm either, recording videos, doing lives, or I'm in Discord hanging out with all the Stooges. So I don't really watch all that much TV or like binge watch stuff on Netflix. Every now and then, like on the weekends, we'll have our Let's Watches and we'll sometimes pick a series or something, but it's usually like a shorter one within like a week or two or a couple days.
You know what I've been doing with my COVID time off?
Watch Altered Carbon.
I've been running through the Marvel movies in the order that you should watch them, not the way they were released.
How far are you in?
Black Panther.
Dang, so you've made it pretty far so far.
Made a pretty good dent.
How many more is left?
Okay, so I got to finish Black Panther. Then I got to watch Spider-Man Homecoming. Then it's Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm going off of a picture they told me to go off of. Then Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, Endgame, and then Spider-Man Far From Home. So I got about, like 6 more? 7 more, something like that? Yeah, this weekend put a nice dent. Yeah.
You got plenty of time.
They're so good, man. Going back and watching like the first Iron Man. I can skip the first Thor. That movie was pretty garbagey.
Yeah, we just did a Let's Watch of Infinity War last night. Liv Swaggins and I. I
Nice.
think I ended up falling asleep at the last 15 minutes because I woke up and I was in a different chat room and the movie wasn't on anymore. So not exactly sure when I fell asleep, but I think I passed out at some point.
What are you doing?
He just went like this. Behind.
Yeah, he's just like, hey.
Yeah.
And he just squids out. Very nice. Very nice. So we are running down to about the last 10 minutes or so of the show here, and this is something I don't think we really explained to you too much about before
My
the
bad.
show.
I forgot to say something.
But we started doing this thing here at the end of every episode of the Ohmies. We started a Spotify / YouTube premium music playlist, an Ohmies playlist. So every week at the end of the show, each one of us will pick 2 songs to throw up on our playlist for people to go check out and listen to, and kind of get a feel for some of the music that we all like and love. And it's just a nice mixture of different things. So, of course, we'll give you some time to think of like 1 or 2 songs that you could throw on the playlist as well. And of course, chat. Remember, you guys can also throw a song on the playlist. So if you guys have suggestions, you can start dropping them in chat right now. And we'll do that here in a second. I just need to check one thing real quick. Anyways, but yeah, so we're going to do that. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Dan. Do you have a song to add on the playlist this week?
I do. I have. This is a song by The Used off their first album, Buried Myself Alive. Love that track.
Nice. Let me grab my phone here and see some stuff that I haven't listened to over the past week.
I will pass it to Clown. You good with one?
Oh yeah. I want to go with.
the Clown.
I'll go with what started me on my metalhead craze stuff. Korn. Was it? Damn it! I just had it falling away from me.
Good track.
What song?
Falling away
Falling
from
away
me.
from me.
Korn.
Boom. Done. Who's next?
I'll throw one on there because I just found my first one. I'm gonna go with a little bit of Rage Against the Machines. Yes. Bulls on Parade. Gotta love some Rage.
Boom.
And then why don't you go ahead and throw one on Corey, and then we'll let Eric pick the
Well,
last
Dan
one.
got me on a Perfect Circle kick, so I'm gonna go with the song "Passive" by a Perfect Circle.
Good fucking choice, sir.
Very nice. And then what's a song you'd like to add on there, Eric, if you've got one ready?
I'm gonna bring it way down, and I'm gonna say, "Let's Do It Again" by Perry Como.
Ooh. I like it. I
Nice.
knew having you on, we were gonna get some good songs on this playlist. And then go ahead, Dan. You got another one, bro?
Hold on one sec. I do. We're gonna add Tool. We're gonna add why is it not in my head? Yeah, Lateralis.
Nice.
Good 9-minute and 23-second song for you.
What was the song, Dan?
Lateralis.
Got it.
Clown.
I'm gonna go with the song that got me out of the mainstream stuff. Cannibal Corpse, Hammer Smash Face.
Yay!
And I think for me,
Is that all one word or?
It's more like Hammer Smash.
for me, I
That's
think my
sexy.
next song will be Where'd It Go? I just closed it, damn it. Where'd it go? It was, scroll back down here and find it again. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I just had it. Oh, it's actually going to be a cover song, but it's by Disturbed, The Sounds of Silence. I actually really enjoy what they did with that song. It's something I could vibe out to while I'm driving and stuff. So that's going to be mine. And then what about you, Corey?
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the song "Hexes," Hexes by Tesseract.
All right.
And Eric, what do you got for the last one?
Let's do "History Stranglers" by the Bronx.
Yeah, on it. And then we always like to chat usually picks one out to put, or they put a bunch they've been typing. Words suck. Eric, will you go ahead and go through chat real quick, and if you see one that you like, we'll add it to the list from chat. Because we're all Ohmies here. That's what we do.
Well, let's see. You know what? I'm going to go with Will and Michelle and go with Rock Lobster.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I'm with it.
52s.
Yep.
I am with it. So with that, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the Ohmies playlist editions for this week. So thank you guys for your suggestions. Of course, like we always say, if you guys did not get picked this week, remember those song suggestions, throw them in the chat next week, and who knows, they might end up on the playlist. And of course, we do have a trivia question for you this week, guys. And of course, I do want to say any of the previous winners, if you have not emailed us your info yet, please send that our way. That way we can make sure we send out your guys' winnings and all that good stuff. And with that, let me go ahead and pull up our trivia question here from the man himself, the CBD candy connoisseur, Anthony Lamella. And the question is, let's see. It says, you need to name something that CBD can help with. That's it. Simple as that. Just any sort of thing that you think CBD can help help with, just drop that in the comment section of the video after the live goes up. That way everybody's able to participate, whether you're here in the live or you're watching the replay. Just drop a comment down below and say what you think CBD can help with. And then, of course, next week we'll go through, we'll see how many we've got. We'll count up the numbers. We'll have someone pick a number, and whoever that number is will be the winner. So yeah, for British Eyes Only in the comments, bro. And I saw your email, man, but we're unfortunately running out of time. So with that, we do have Miranda Jones. You did win last week. If you're in the chat or if you're watching the replay, please send me your information. And I believe Liv and for British Eyes, you guys won in the past as well. Liv, I already have your information. Ryan, or for British Eyes Only, please send me your information as well. That way it can get you guys taken care of. Very easy question, right? So anybody should be able to get an answer for this and be able to participate. So definitely those down in the comments below. And with that, we are running down the last 5 minutes. So it's time to do a little bit of some wrap up, end of the show type stuff. So with that, I'm going to throw it over to my man Poon Sauce. What you got coming up this week, bro?
You can probably catch me this Saturday. I've decided to bring What's Your Story back, which is something I'm trying to take a new angle at it a little bit to see with guests I bring on and everything. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to get that going a little bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got going this week, really. So keep an eye out for Saturday. What about you, Clown? You got anything going on?
I gotta stop being lazy and actually do some videos at least. But work has been kicking my butt, so yay. Just be on the lookout for stuff, honestly. That's really what it boils down to. Do check out the Google form if you guys are interested in some coils and other things.
Aliens.
So, yeah. And yeah. So what's with you, James?
Well, of course, we can't end the show without our favorite segment here with Mr. My Lancer, or My Danta. It is time, guys, for a little bit of a dad joke from Dan. And it's time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
I got a good one.
It better be.
What's better than Ted dancing? Ted singing and dancing.
Oh, man.
I already saw that going a bad way.
I kind of saw that coming. But, you know, it is what it is. So, of course, thank you for that, Dan. Anything you'd like to say to the Ohmies out there?
Thank you guys for not kicking me off the show yet. I'm just kidding. I had a blast. Eric, we love you. Thank you for coming on. I look forward to having your liquid again. Something new sounds great. I have an idea of the whole coil turd and you combination, but we'll talk about that after the show. I don't want to give anything away. But yeah, thank you guys. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter sometimes. And if you play the game Weed Inc., you can find me there too. Send me a friend code. We'll hang out because I'm killing these guys now. Taking over the map. I'm in Canada now. Suck it, bitches. And that's all I got.
All right. And with that, of course, got to give you some time here to plug some stuff, Eric. Let the people know where they could find you, what you got coming up, that sort of thing.
Deep cuts. I'll probably have a nap and do some homeschooling. So that's gonna be happening.
Nice.
Deep cuts. The 100 the short fills are available at vinylvapor.com if you want big boys, along with other emails. Hi Nick, other sundries, t-shirts, underwear, whatever.
Yeah.
Coils, the things. It's at vinylvapor.com. Other than that, that's it.
All right. Well,
And he will ship to you because fuck the man.
I will ship to you.
he will. He will.
Michigan visits.
So again, Eric, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. It's always a great time having you on the show. We absolutely love it.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. Anytime. You're always welcome to come hang out with us Ohmies. You know what I mean?
Quibble doesn't have nipple rings. He's just got weird nipples. Sorry, I had to answer that.
Yeah. Just for clarification, guys. But with all that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I will say I'm not sure about videos coming up on my channel this week. Things are kind of crazy with work and stuff, and I've got this broken toe that I've been dealing with. So it's not as easy to maneuver around and get things done as I'd like. So I'm hoping I might be able to get at least one video recorded and up for you guys on like Wednesday or Thursday is the plan. But of course, we'll still be back here for another episode of The Green Room on Friday with Sean Typhon, Overdrip, and myself. And who knows, we might have a guest, we might not. You guys will just have to wait and see. And definitely go check out the latest Shed Time podcast episode that went up. It's available on SoundCloud right now and should be available on other podcasting platforms in a day or two. Unfortunately, we ran out of space on our Buzzsprout, so we got to wait for that to replenish before those can go back up. But it should be in a couple days. But go check it out. We had Miss Michelle Lynn herself on the podcast. It was a great episode. We talked music. We talked race cars. We talked Shed Time. It was a great time. Go check it out. That's over there on SoundCloud and all that good stuff. And with all that being said, we're going to end this as we always do, guys. We're going to send out all the positive vibes and crisp high fives. And let's just vape on, Ohmies.